Hello there. This is Anthony King from Force Ghost Conversations, and you are listening to Star Wars Reactions. Elegant discussion for a more civilized age.
There's been an awakening. Have you felt it?
In 1977, George Lucas formed a legacy.
Force is with me, and I am with the Force.
Inspired by mythology, his saga has become a passion for many.
Feel the Force around you.
His legend has become our story.
It's true. All of it.
One of resistance,
We are the spark that'll light the fire that'll burn the First Order down.
rebellion,
Rebellion is built on hope.
and redemption.
I am a Jedi, like my father before.
This is Star Wars Reactions.
Remember, the Force will be with you. Always.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Star Wars Reactions. We're so glad you're joining us this week, and we're going to have a fun little episode for us today. And as we sit down and we begin our reactions to the third volume of Star Wars Visions. But first, let's get some introductions and some business out of the way. My name is Aaron Harris. I'm one of your hosts here, and joining me on the other side of the mic, who I'm looking at right now on the other side of this webcam, is the incomparable David Motters. David, brother, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm always good after that intro from you. There's always something, man. You help me feel good. You're a wonderful co-host, and I feel the same way about you, man. The incomparable Aaron Harris. I am ready to react, and we'll have fun with this. We have had fun with volumes 1 and 2. We'll have fun here with volume 3.
Absolutely, we will. We will. So, like I said, I want to take care of a little bit of business before we jump into our reactions. Of course, you noticed our last episode was not David and I. It was our good friends, Greg McLaughlin from Rebel Base Card and Anthony King from Force Ghost Conversations, who jumped in and filled in for us as. They mentioned there was some emergencies that happened. And David, y'all were fine. It was again on my side of the mic again. Unfortunately, my wife was, I'm not going to go into a lot of details, but my wife was hospitalized for some heart issues, and she's doing fine now. She's home. She's back at work, and she's on the mend. But we had a good scare there for a little bit. So we're still trying to put a few of those pieces back together, get some meds regulated. But overall, she is doing good. We are doing good. The family's doing good. And, just continuing on with a wacky 2025. So, but I just wanted to clear the air there, let y'all know roughly what was going on and that we're fine. And also say a special thank you to Anthony and to Greg for throwing that together for us. We didn't even have to ask. They heard what was going on, and Greg jumped into action. And before I knew it, I had a text saying, "Hey, where do you want me to send the link so you can download it?" I'm like, "Oh, okay." I appreciate it. So I appreciate you gentlemen for always jumping in and helping us out. And we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And definitely a huge thank you. And it was a great discussion talking about Tron Ares. Not your typical reactions episode, but it was a great conversation about Tron Ares. And I still have not seen it yet, so I will hold my reactions to that. But it sounds like a great movie. I saw the first two, the original Tron and Tron Legacy. I saw those. Then of course there's the animated show they were talking about.
Yeah.
So
Uprising.
Uprising, that was it. And which I heard about when it was out, and I heard a lot of great things about it. But I never actually sat down and watched it. But after their show and after talking to Mary and Chaz, that's definitely been bumped up to my to watch list. So, but that's where we're at there. So,
Yeah. No, I want to say thank you as well to Greg and Anthony. They did a great job. So interesting. I loved it because they they also covered Tron and Tron Legacy, and just kind of really got you up to speed for this Tron Ares. And like you said, they really piqued my interest about this Tron Uprising. And then with Mary and Chaz saying they've really enjoyed it, I think it might be worth a watch here on Disney Plus. I was a huge fan back in '82, and I was playing the Tron video game, so in the arcade, an actual arcade, and so I thought Greg and Anthony did a great job, and I texted Greg that it was really good, and I'm so glad they sent that, and I really enjoyed listening to it. A
I
lot of
did
fun.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
it was great. It was great, and I'll go ahead and I'll confess, I did not watch Tron when it came out in '82. I was watching Winnie the Pooh and Smurfs, but I did actually watch it for the first time like 4 years ago. Actually, it's the first time
Nice.
I'd actually watched it. So,
Yeah,
and I loved it. I'm like, why haven't I watched this sooner?
yeah.
Um, so yeah, great movie, great time, and appreciate them for having that conversation and filling in for us there. So, but with that leads us into tonight's episode where we are covering the third volume of Star Wars Visions. This has been something that has been in the works, and we have been kind of waiting for it to be released. Um, I know for us, David, neither of us are real big anime fans.
Mhm.
Um, and
Mhm.
we've had uh, mixed emotions about volume one and two. You were a bigger fan of volume one,
Mhm.
and I really didn't care for it.
Mhm.
um, but volume two, I was really into. It really grabbed me in volume two. So I was kind of looking forward to volume three, and we got 9 episodes in volume three. So we're going to break this up into a trilogy. Just fits for Star Wars doing it as a trilogy, don't it?
That's right.
So we will be covering the first three of these episodes here on tonight as we have our discussion. These episodes were all released on October 29th and are fantastic. Each one, and if you're not familiar with Visions, what this is a series that Lucasfilm has done by partnering up with animation studios globally around the world. And they do, normally they're shorts, but the two of the ones we are covering tonight were basically the length of a half-hour show, like Rebels or Clone Wars. So there's fantastic episodes. You get different visions, different stories from around the saga with brand new characters, and you're getting different looks because you're getting animation studios from around the world. You're getting anime studios. Volume two had some Latin American studios mixed in there. I mean, it's a real unique swath of animation that you're getting in this series, which is what has made it one so popular and two so interesting, especially amongst those who are anime fans. So let's go ahead and jump in and talk about and get the discussion started. We're going to start with the first episode. If you go to Disney Plus, pull up volume three, you will see episode 3-1, which is called The Duel Payback. This, of course, is written by, and of course, I'm going to preface this up front. I'm decent with Spanish names. I will probably butcher some of these names, and I want to apologize up front. It's just because I'm a little country boy from Florida. So I'll apologize up front. Um, so we have Duel the Payback, written by Junpei Miz Mizukai Mizukai Mizuka Mizuki. Junpei wrote this one. Um, Carabast. He's hey, where yeah. Anywho, this was directed. This one ain't gonna be much better. This one was directed by Takan Obu Mizuno. That was actually was a little bit easier then.
Hmm.
And of course, these are from the studios Kamikaze, Duga, and Anima. They partnered together for this episode. Now, this is actually a sequel to a story we saw in volume one. Uh, this takes place uh, if, not long after that episode in volume one, which was called the Duel in volume one. This particular episode, the Ronin faces off against a twisted Jedi out for revenge with help of some unexpected allies. So let's go ahead, jump in, do some quick initial reactions, and we'll hit on some high points here, and some things that jumped out to us in this episode. So, David, I know the Duel for you with the character of the
Hmm.
Ronin was a big draw and a big hit with you in volume one. Even with the novel that was released telling his story, you really enjoyed that.
Hmm.
So getting this sequel to the story you enjoyed and the character you liked, what were your feelings on Payback?
Well, first of all, I was glad, like we kind of knew, right? And I think you
Hmm.
might have you mentioned this in one of the Saga World reports back when you said, "Hey, here's just an update on Visions Volume 3, and there's going to be three of them that are sequels,
Hmm.
follow-ups to ones in Volume 1, not Volume 2, but Volume 1."
Yeah.
So I was thankful that this was one of them because I love this animation style, the way they draw it. I love the black and white with the little pieces of color. And in fact, what I did preparing for this before it dropped on the 29th, October 29th, was I went back and um, I watched the duel like twice. I just love it. It's just so good, and seeing his whole approach and how he's a former Sith that is hunting Sith, collecting the red kyber crystals. That's so cool. And his trusty little droid. But yeah, I was looking forward to this. And again, the animation style is the same. Just that beautiful black and white with little pieces of color that just pop.
Hmm.
Um, Interesting story as well with this uh, twisted Jedi. When we initially see this, we're not quite sure what's going on, but I like how this thing plays out. I do.
Hmm.
Um, and so like I said, I really, really enjoyed this. I love this character. I did a whole character profile on
Yeah.
him and stuff like that. So I've had a lot of fun with the Ronin and all that stuff. So I don't know. What about you? What are some thoughts?
You know, I enjoyed the episode. It was a good episode. Like we said, volume one didn't hit with me the way it hit with you. Um, this to me, I enjoyed the episode. It was good. There were some things that kind of just jumped out to me, like with the Twisted Jedi coming in what looked like a modified Jedi fighter, flanked by Republic gunships.
Hmm.
That was pretty cool. It's a nice connection to what we know in the actual saga there. I love the fact that the gambling
Yes.
establishment that the whole episode starts in is a pair of AT-ATs that are linked together by a bridge on the side of a mountain,
Right.
which was fantastic. Um, but the story I found quite unique because we have the Ronin, who is a Sith, who is hunting Sith,
Hmm.
being hunted by this twisted Jedi who, back when he was not a Sith hunting Jedi or hunting Sith, when he was actually just a Sith Lord, he fought this Jedi and is what made him this twisted monster because he's more man, more machine now than man, essentially, and which ends up playing to his detriment in the battle. But I loved how they worked the story out and how they did just come right out and say, this is why this guy hates this guy. It's telling us a story of them chasing, of him being pursued. Then as the story's going, we're getting these flashback moments telling us this is their story. This is where the hatred comes from. And it makes it quite a unique journey for the character. Also, I enjoy too the fact that we have a band of Jawa-esque Ewoks running through this episode
Yeah.
that are helping the Ronin. So it was very interesting. I thought it was really awesome. Then, of course, we have the other Sith that the Ronin's fighting at the beginning, who joins forces with them, who is a unique Twi'lek uh, uh, Sith and has all these unique multi lightsabers. She's got that rotating lightsaber like the uh, Inquisitors have, but it's like thousands of little lightsabers on it. It's pretty funny, but it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I mean, overall good episode. Good episode.
Yeah, man.
Definitely good. So next up, anything else about
Oh,
Payback before we go forward?
no, the only thing I would say about it before we go to the next two is I really like the character that is a Babu freak and Zelen, and he's running around on a mouse droid.
Yes.
I think he runs the gambling parlor, I think, or
Yes, he
something.
does.
You know? And so he's like, try to not get yourself killed pretty easy, eh? You know, and so I liked how of course they have the Japanese voice cast and English voice
Mhm.
cast, but the guy they got for that, I like that voice for that little Anzelin. So anyways, I just wanted to point that out. I like that little guy.
Oh yeah, it's really good. I enjoyed it. Um, yeah, yeah, he was nice comic relief there, and
Hmm.
and they had a really cool Wookiee as well. So
Yes,
and
yes.
so which I thought was pretty awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into episode 2. This would be 3.2 if you're looking at Disney Plus. This one is entitled "Song of the Four Wings." This one was, oh, Lord, Carabast, written by Yoji Inokido
Mm,
and directed by Hiroyasu Kobayashi.
mm.
Only reason I got that second name right because of Kobayashi Maru from Star Trek. It's the only
Exactly.
reason I got that right. I will give credit where credit is due. Thank you, James T. Kirk. Um, the studio that wrote this one or made this one was called Project Studio Q. This is their first time. They are not one of the repeat. I was about to say repeat offenders, but they're
Mm.
not one of the repeat studios. Um, Carabast. Oh Lord. Um, Synopsis for this one is a rebel princess turned rebel protects a child from the might of the empire.
Yeah.
So, so, I'll go ahead and jump in and
Yeah.
start this one off. To me, this one, I liked this one a little bit better than the other one, than Payback. Of the three we're going to discuss tonight, this one was
Hmm.
probably my favorite of the three, for a couple of reasons. One, which we can go into here in a little bit, but I like the story. I like it kind of connected me to that episode of the Clone Wars where the clones find the little Twi'lek girl and so forth. It reminded me a bit of that. But of course, then we got the princess turned rebel, kind of mirroring Leia. But then we got a truckload of snowtroopers,
Yeah.
which I thought was great. But then what really impressed me about this episode the most was they opened it up with like their version of the opening scroll in Japanese. I loved it. Where it gives you the little fill in. Uh, Long time ago, the Empire's landed on the snow planet of Jotes, putting a rebel in danger. The rebels hurriedly evacuated. And it tells you the buildup of where you're at. So the Empire shows up, the rebels evacuate their base real quick, and they're not sure how they got found. And it begins off with this incredible, kicks off to me what is a very interesting story. I like the stories
Mhm.
that take place during the rebellion. That's my cup of tea. So it really got to me. I enjoyed that. And I even barged right through. I didn't even stop. David, what were your initial reactions to this episode?
Dude, I love this. I loved this. Um, in fact, I think the main character, I think, is her name Crane, and then her droid is Tortu, right? I believe.
Correct. Correct.
And it has all the Empire Strikes Back vibes, like you said, with the
The
snowtroopers,
planet.
the planet. When the two big walkers come busting up out
Dude.
of, that was wicked cool. Um, and look, she's playing that synth music, or the
Yep.
music's playing, and I just immediately, I put this in our show notes. I immediately thought about Sabine and the music in Ahsoka when she's riding her speeder bike in, and it's,
Hmm.
that kind of Japanese synth music.
Yep.
And I just was like, oh man, it took me right back to that. And I loved all the action in this too. I think the big machine that was behind the two walkers when they busted out, that was like a big old Jawa sandcrawler, wasn't it? It kind of,
Correct.
yeah. I mean, all these episodes pull in iconography from all over, but I just really love this. I love the action, and I loved it, man. I thought it was great.
Oh, yeah, yeah. This was
Yes.
a fun one, and like you said, the iconography in this episode is just incredible. The breather mask she has hanging around her neck
Yes.
is the bottom half of a stormtrooper helmet.
Exactly.
She,
Yes.
she's got the goggles, kind of like Rey has, to
Yeah.
cover her eyes. We
Yeah.
from when she was a scavenger on Jakku. Um, One of the things that I when it started, it grabbed me, and I was hooked. But after the scroll, it pans down to her coming riding on the speeder, and all you see is her trying to put this tape into the R2 unit
Right.
and gets it in. All of a sudden, the music fires up, and all I'm sitting there thinking, "Oh my gosh." I'm seeing Marty McFly at the beginning of Back to the Future 2, putting a tape in, and all of a sudden hitting the guitar, and everything blows up. I mean, it was just, uh, this was just fantastic. Then, of course, we have their rescuing the child from a destroyed village. It's a little alien child that she's done, of course, protecting. And then, of course, the story progresses where the main character, Crane, we find out is not, or the droid keeps calling her princess. So does the admiral, who is a uh,
I'm on count.
Moncal, not not our beloved. It's a trap. It's a different one. It's not Akbar, but he keeps referring to her as princess, and come to find out she is a princess, but her kingdom is destroyed, so she doesn't want to use that title anymore, and says that in there, which adds a unique perspective. I would kind of like to see, almost like it's a prequel on this, to hear where her story is coming from. Where is it? Almost curious to see if it almost can, I mean, it can't, well, I take that back because the timing wouldn't line up. I was going to say, almost wonder if it's a similar situation to the Children of Tehar from Resistance.
Mm.
But the timeline wouldn't jive. We're talking Empire versus First Order,
For sure.
post
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi, pre Return of the Jedi. Yeah, no, it just wouldn't line up.
Yeah.
But really cool, really cool. And of course, the we find out that the whole reason the Empire showed up was because they are drilling for coaxium.
Yes, sir.
There's our solo link.
And
And of course, they can't have that. The Empire doesn't need more coaxium, do they?
No.
So what do? We blow
Oh,
it
the whole
up.
thing. Yep.
We blow stuff up. It's a chopper special.
Yeah.
So obviously this droid trained under chopper because they're good at blowing stuff up. So, but it was to me it was a fantastic story. We have some emotional uh, strings between the abandoned child, alien child that the princess rescues, and how she's just trying to coax him out of hiding and to protect her. Then the princess is just bound and determined to protect her, but at the same point, she's bound and determined to make the empire pay for what they've done. So we get some, even though this is a shorter of
Hmm.
the episodes, we get some good growth in. I mean, with the credits, it's slated at 16-minute episode. So when you take out all the credits at the end with all the different countries and stuff they add in at the end credits for all the dubbing, you're probably looking probably about 12
Yeah.
12 and a half minute episode, and they cover a lot in that 12 and a half minutes, and it's a very well made, well thought out, well planned episode, and definitely kudos to Project Studio Q on a tremendous first venture into Star Wars.
Yeah. That's excellent. The I think the little child that Crane and Tortu's rescue is the name is Whoopas, Woopas, and it's a Gagarin, and
Hmm.
the other one that you and I know is part of Saw Gerrera's crew. We see a big Gagarin in Rogue
Yes.
One that's tall, looks like the color of a polar bear, but standing straight up. You know,
Hmm.
doesn't move that fast, right? And
Correct.
so this is a small Gagarin, and so I picked up on. I didn't write down the name of the Mon Calamari general or military person talking to Crane, but I believe he's the one who says it's a Gagarin. I think,
Hmm.
but yeah. So just a little bit of tie-in and Star Wars trivia there. That's what a Gagarin is. So there we are.
Absolutely. And the one thing I do think we need to hit on too before we wrap this up and move into the third episode we're covering tonight is how she battles these walkers that you mentioned so incredibly bust out of the ice and just engage in the battle, which it just the visually was absolutely stunning. But I love how the droid turns into an X-wing armor suit,
Yeah,
not just for her, but for the Gregoran as well.
yeah, yeah.
That was pretty stinking cool.
Oh yeah.
The whole mech armor, armor legs. You got the
Oh
armor. Then of course you got the X-wing wings that come out of that. They even the S foils even lock into
yes.
attack position with the spread wings. I mean, it was
Right.
so cool. And then of course their ship that they end up leaving in at the end to me was reminiscent of from one of from I just blanked on the name of the game. Um, one of the Star Wars games. Um, Dak Nabbit.
Give me a hint. Like a video game?
Yeah, it's a video game from like one of the early ones. Um,
Oh boy.
crud, crud. I can't
Huh.
remember. Can't remember. I can't. My mind has left the building.
Well,
It's
as you're
one of the
looking
old
through,
one.
I'll vamp for you. If listeners are picking up on it, like I could read the written by and directed by, but I very much wanted Aaron to do it because it's more fun and we get a lot more Carabas.
Oh
And
yeah,
we
we do.
have. So it's just much more fun to hear Aaron try to pronounce these names.
Oh yeah, and I'm good at trying to pronounce names right. Um, I'm good at trying. What is the name of that game?
Well, there's a lot of those early ones. I'm thinking of the more recent ones. So
Yeah, that's what I'm.
yeah,
That's not it.
Aaron's going through some of them right
I
now.
am. I am. mm, nope, that's not it. Caravast.
Well, I'll say this too as you're looking. I was thinking about this, the Song of Four Wings,
Hmm.
and I don't think it hit me until she got that suit on, that mech armor suit made from her droid, and it has like four wings. The X-wing suit
Yes.
is locked in attack formation. I'm like, there's the Song of the Four Wings. She's doing it, you know.
Hmm.
So,
Oh, yep.
did you find the game?
The Outrider from Shadows of the Empire.
Yes, yes. Good point.
So that's where that one came in for me. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, that's
It's a
good.
very similar design to that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, sorry about that. Took a little longer than I anticipated there. I apologize. Apologize. But yeah, fantastic, fantastic. So, all righty then. We have one more episode we want to go through, and of course, this is entitled "The Ninth Jedi: Child of Hope." The studio that produced this one was Production IG.
Mhm.
This is a repeat studio. This one was written by Naoshi Shiotani
Nice.
and directed by Naoshi Shiotani.
Yeah.
Of course, this episode is about a Jedi named Kara who encounters a ship tended by a mysterious droid that while being adrift in space pursued by Jedi hunters. So fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. So of course we open up. Of course we have this giant space battle going between Kara's ship and what looks like a modified type of uh, Hammerhead Corvette,
Yes.
which then unfortunately leaves Kara stranded in a spacesuit floating in space, and leaves her alone there. And of course, that's when she starts reminiscing. We see uh, some flashbacks to when she was a child, learning the ways of the Force,
Mhm.
which made it, which was interesting. Um, Initial reactions for this one, it was a good episode. Like I said, the last one was probably my favorite. I kind of like this one a little bit more than I did the Payback, the Duel Payback, because we got some interesting storylines, we got some interesting character growth for this for Kara, and of course this is continuing her story there that we saw in the first one too. So let's get your initial thoughts, David. What are your initial thoughts on the Ninth Jedi: Child of Hope?
Well, same as with the Dual Payback. I watched this twice. You know, the Volume One, the Ninth Jedi. I watched it twice. That one was excellent, excellent, excellent. I like this one too. But I will say this, and I didn't mention it when we talked about the Dual Payback. Um, I like the original Duel from Volume One better.
Hmm.
Same thing here, the Ninth Jedi from Volume One. When I went back and watched that twice, it is excellent and has a very interesting twist at the end. I mean, it's so good.
Hmm.
Um, and this one, I liked it, but again, not as much as the first one. And I
Hmm.
was really hoping both of these, like the Duel and Payback and the Ninth Jedi, Child of Hope, would be better than their original ones, but those are hard to top. And because of that, I'm in agreement with you that I think I would say I like the Song of Four Wings. I didn't think I would say this, the best of these three.
Hmm. Oh.
um you know, just original story. The ni- the song, it doesn't have any pressure on it like the Duel Payback or the Ninth Jedi Child of Hope. I mean, I think they'll continue the Duel and the Ronin. They're going to
Hmm.
continue Kara in the Ninth
Hmm.
Jedi. I like her and her character, her green lightsaber. um but out of these first three, I would watch that middle one the most, quite honestly. But I do I like this character. I liked the robot that was on this massive ship and stuff like that. The Jedi Hunters, they showed those in the volume one as well. And I love the MacGuffin is, her dad, trying to find her dad, and
Yeah.
that clearly will continue. So I do I liked it, but just again, 2 out of 2. I like the originals in volume one a bit better.
Yeah. Oh no, I can understand that. Definitely understand that. Now one of the to me one of the interesting characters in this is the service droid Tito that we meet right
Mhm.
off the bat. He rescues her from floating in space and is a very loyal servant to his master. And as soon as he realizes that Kara's a Jedi, he's all about getting her to help him. Um, because he's in desperate need of help.
Mhm.
So, and I loved how they animated Tito. He's a combination of droids we already have seen. He's kind of almost got a little bit of a 3PO body with the longer limbs of a K2 droid, with the head of the little B droid that
Right. Yeah, BD.
BD droid. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's a very unique droid, which I found very, very cool to look at. And he was very interesting and very emotional droid too.
I agree. I agree. It's so good. Um, yeah, it was a great character. And I really like how you pulled that together there, the different, because I was looking at him and saw some of the different aspects, but I
Mhm.
like how you pulled all that there, and I'm like, oh yeah, he is all that. I love how they animated his face too, right? The making it move up and down, kind of the round features around the two eyes were really well done. Um, I actually do want to see this story continue, with Kara and her other colleagues. They're
Mhm.
from the end of the first one, the first episode, and so it'll be curious. They introduce a new character. It sounds like that's chasing them down, and I think we'll learn more about this person too, probably in a volume 4 or 5,
Mhm.
something like that. So, but yeah, just overall, really, really cool. I mean, the animation in all three of these, I'm just like blown away. But again, the Song of Four Wings for me wins the first three
Oh yeah, no, definitely wins it
tonight.
for me
Yeah,
too. It is one of those episodes that is just so much fun to enjoy. Child of Hope, and if correct me if I'm wrong, if I remember correctly, and I don't, I didn't put in the notes. This episode was at the end it did have the to be
Mhm.
continued uh, logo there at the end. So will be interesting to see uh, how that is continued because
Yeah.
I don't remember because I have, being that we were only doing these three, um, I actually I've watched the next two because initially we were going to do we were going to do the first five and then we alternated it, we shifted gears a little bit, but there's not another one about the Ninth Jedi. I'm scrolling through the other remaining episodes. Um, no, there isn't, which tells me, gives us hope for volume 4
Yeah.
on Visions, with this
Yes.
specifically saying to be continued.
Hmm.
So,
Definitely.
so it'll be interesting to see where it goes. Now, the one thing I also wanted to mention when it comes to uh, this episode, the Child of Hope, is this ship that Kara gets rescued to and taken to by, and that not Toto, Tito. Toto's a little dog from the Wizard of Oz. It's a twister. It's a twister. Um, Carabast. But the ship is a very unique ship because we see all kinds of stuff all over this ship. We see difference. And correct me if I'm wrong, they're on a ship still, right? Because I don't remember them going to a planet. Or are we just on a giant ship that has all these different uh,
Landscapes.
landscapes in it? And because they have, yeah, yeah, they're on a ship.
Hmm.
So it they're in
Massive,
massive ship, and
massive.
we see water lands. We see where they're running through a forest. They're running through. They get to this beautiful house in the middle center of it. I mean, there's so much
Mhm.
different worlds. You could spend a whole episode just exploring the worlds inside this place, and it would be absolutely incredible.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. I mean, the outside looks very boring when they show it to you from space, but inside, I mean, I would love to spend a year in there. Let's just
Mhm.
go. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It would be nice to spend a year in it if the ship hadn't been blown up,
All right. Yeah.
which happens at the end of the episode. Um, Tragically. But of course, after it blows up, of course, uh, she was not on, Kara wasn't on it. She was in an escape pod. And of course, that's when her friends come back and scoop her up. And we find out everything is to be continued.
That's
Just
right.
in good old Star Wars fashion.
That's right.
So, any anything else you want to cover about the Child of Hope before we wrap up tonight's discussion?
No, I feel good about that. I feel good.
Excellent, excellent. So, with that, of course, we would love to hear from you um, of about these first three episodes of Star Wars Visions. Of course, you can hit us up anywhere on our social medias. We are on Facebook and X at SW Reactions Pod. We are on uh, we are on Blue Sky, Instagram, Threads, Pinterest, YouTube, TikTok, Tumblr, all at SW Reactions. We'd love to hear from you. Or, of course, you can email us, swreactions at gmail.com. Or if you're adventurous, we want to hear your voice. You can leave us a voicemail at speakpipe.com/Star Wars Reactions. Ta-da. David, if somebody wants to talk Star Wars with you, my good man, how would they go about doing that?
Well, they could do two ways. Well, three. One is Twitter X, that's at David underscore Motters. There's Instagram, just my name, David Motters. And then obviously, as we've said in many previous episodes, if you go through and leave a message in any of the show socials, um, I could do a Carabas there, but you do that, Aaron will get it to me. And so those are three good ways.
Nope, because I'll be the one that will mess that up, my friend, as I do every week. Because if you do want to talk to me, of course, you can always hit my personal accounts up on Instagram and, of course, on X at TA Harris 121079. Or, of course, if you do interact with us through any of these show socials, hey, I did it. You will be interacting with me, like David said. So. Perfect, perfect. So, like I said, we will be splitting this up into three episodes. This was part one, part two, and three coming. So, be on the lookout for those. So, with that, my friend, I got to ask you, are you ready?
Born ready.
I like that. I like that. So, here we go. It's time for this week's Star Wars Dad Joke of the Week. And of course, I'm excited because I love Star Wars dad jokes. And here we go. What do they serve at the Rebel Alliance Cantina?
I don't know. What do they serve at the Rebel Alliance Cantina?
Gin and juice.
Um,
Get Gin Urso, Jyn, gin and juice.
um, it's kind of good.
Ah,
It's kind of good.
I love it. I love it. I love
Yes.
it. I love it. I love it.
Yes.
And the best part is we found out our Kelly Knox is releasing a second volume to the Star Wars Dad Joke books coming out in 2026. So be on the lookout for a lot of fresh new jokes coming from there as well. So looking forward to it. All right, David, my friend, this has been a blast.
Absolutely. I look forward to covering the next three and then the last three.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we, of course, looking forward to it as well. And of course, we want to thank you for joining us this week. Thank you for all your support and your and all things that we do. We appreciate each. Love y'all, praying for y'all, wishing y'all the best in all that you do. Remember to do something kind for somebody because, you know, it just makes the whole world just so much better with a little bit of kindness. So, remember, this is your place for elegant discussion for more civilized age.
This podcast is not endorsed by the Walt Disney Company or by Lucasfilm Limited. It's intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. The official Star Wars website can be found at www.starwars.com. Star Wars. All names, sounds, and any other Star Wars related items are registered trademarks and or copyrights of Disney and the respective trademark and copyright holders. All original content of this podcast is the intellectual property of Star Wars Reactions unless otherwise indicated. Star Wars Reactions. Elegant discussion for a more civilized age.